Hello, I'm Andrea Olson with Go Diaper Free, and this is the video version of me recording my podcast number 62, Why My BFF Didn't Do EC. So here we go. We're going to record the podcast now, and afterwards, please leave a comment below. I would love to interact with you there. Let's do it. Welcome to the Go Diaper Free podcast, where we're all about helping you stop depending on diapers as early as birth. I'm your host, Andrea Olson, author and mom of 5 EC babies. This is episode 62, Why My BFF Didn't Do EC. Welcome to the show, you guys. So glad to have you back. Please take a moment and leave a review of this podcast so more people can find out about Elimination Communication on iTunes. If you can take a moment to do that today, I would be very grateful, and so will all those babies, because most moms say, I would have done EC if I would have known about it earlier, and so do the dads. Okay, this episode today, seriously, I really tried to get my best friend, Kellie, to do EC, but in the end, today I'm going to share with you why she admits to never having done it, why she chose not to do EC, my very best friend. It's kind of heartbreaking, but also very eye-opening. And I think that we can come away from this story at the end here today with some resources and some ideas about how to help mamas who are raising babies by themselves these days. Okay, so Kellie, she was around in California when I wrote my book, the first version of my book, Go Diaper Free. And she saw me ECing my first baby, Kaiva, about 9 years ago, because he's 9 now. And she, day in and day out, saw me taking him to the potty and how well he was going with all that. She even saw me taking him out of diapers at 9.5 months. And she was very impressed. And she definitely was like, hey, if I ever have a baby, I'm totally going to do this, and you need to show me how. So I agreed to. And when the time came when she was pregnant, just a few years ago, I sent her my book and a top hat potty, and I encouraged her and gave her a little preview about it and told her to call me anytime. I can walk her through it. She was living in Hawaii and I was still here in Asheville. So she ended up having a cesarean birth. It was very traumatic. She had a long recovery period. She had a really hard time. And so far away in Hawaii from Asheville, I called and I asked her if she was going to be able to start EC, even though she had a C-section. And she said, oh, I haven't even read your book yet. And I felt really, really sad. It turns out Kellie was really having a hard time during her pregnancy because the father of the baby didn't want to be involved in his life. So she had no support and was hustling to try to make some dough before she had that baby. So she didn't get to read it. I said, all right, that's cool. And I was very patient. She said, I'm going to read it. And I said, okay. I didn't bother about it. A few more months, nothing. And then she stopped talking to me for quite a long time. And I don't think it was personal. I think she was totally overwhelmed with being a new mom. But I felt like some of it was that she was ashamed that every time I checked in with her about everything baby, and then I learned that she hadn't even tried to do EC, I honestly think she felt kind of bad. I didn't want her to feel that way. And we talked about it later, but during that time, it was pretty rough. So she recently moved back to the contiguous United States, to Utah with her parents, and we caught up on the phone and I asked her, why didn't you do EC? But before we get to that, her son, who is freaking adorable, Phoenix, he was almost 3 and they were trying to get him into the nice Waldorf preschool. They asked if he was potty trained because they only let in 3-year-olds because you have to be potty trained to be in their particular school. And they answered, well, kind of. Actually, not really all the time. No, he still wears pull-ups a lot. So they didn't really let him in yet. And they finally decided to get into gear and try to train this kid already. He actually can't go to that school until he is. So she said that she's working on it. She's trying potty training now. But Kellie told me that her dad keeps putting her child in pull-ups. I said to her, Kellie, pull-ups are diapers. She said, I know. And she started to feel really bad about it again. So before going into that, I just said, you know what? Forget it. Before we even talked about how hard potty training has been for them and that whole thing and why didn't I do this and that, I asked her point blank, why didn't you do EC a long time ago when your baby was a baby? You were a stay-at-home mom. You were in Hawaii, on the beach all the time. You had my book. You had my support. Please tell me the truth. Why didn't you do it? And her answer, you guys, was, I honestly didn't care. My heart sunk when I heard this, but she went on. It was just easier to just change the diaper. She had so much going on. She was a single mom. She was having a really hard time making any income. She was doing it all alone. She just wanted to sit on the beach and not think about it. So early on, she continued, I didn't know that he could pee in his diaper all night long, so I changed pees immediately. Then my girlfriend said, don't change him all night. Don't change him all day. Just let him be. And she did. Kellie said that she admits that she was being lazy. She's a single mom, living the beach life. She never wanted to be a parent. Now, how honest is that, you guys? I so appreciated her just telling me that she was never cut out for this, but she loves her child more than anything. She just was being lazy and using the diaper for the convenient tool that it was. So fast forward to now. Now Kellie lives with her parents and they help her, but it turns out they are lazy too, especially regarding the diapers. Back in Hawaii, Kellie said, no one else did EC. You didn't live next door, Andrea, and everybody else told me to wait till he's ready, not to rush him. So you guys, even with the tools, my book, and the potty, Kellie honestly owned it. Her priorities were not the same as mine and maybe yours. She said they weren't even in place for her standards. She said she would have potty trained him way earlier, but by the time she tried when he was 2, it didn't work, so she backed off, and she lets her son decide when and when not to wear diapers or pull-ups. But she didn't potty train him earlier, even though when he was 18 months, I let her know he could easily be trained now, and would you like my other book? She said no, I just wanted to go to the beach. She was totally checking out because she was an overwhelmed new mom who had a C-section and who had no support or like-minded ECers in her realm. But upon further reflection, Kellie admits, if you came to Maui, Andrea, and held my hand, this is how you do it, stuck around the whole time, I would have done it. And that breaks my heart that I couldn't be there for her to combat the immense social pressure to wait, to make our babies carry around heavy loads of wet diapers all day long, to ignore our babies' needs and just check out, be lazy, go to the beach, not care. Our society allows and encourages this type of parenting. And ignorance is bliss. We can just check out on our smartphones instead and just scroll through Instagram all day and just look at ooh and ah at our babies and not have to actually engage in any kind of teaching or any kind of active lifestyle with our babies if we so choose. In retrospect, I know that Kellie wishes she would have done it differently, and there's nothing I can do about it, but I still feel really bad. Like somehow I or the world or our culture, we've all let her down. So anyway, I've decided that there are some things I can do today despite feeling like a friend failure. I feel like Spider-Man who got to the bottom of the silo a millisecond too late and his woman perished. You remember that part? It was super sad. I want to be a hero and I want to help everybody out, but I can't get to everybody. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Can you please, those of you listening, keep supporting other mamas, especially single moms. Clearly, moms like Kellie need love and advice and support so they don't check out too. Let's be there for each other, not judgmentally. And I was not judgmental with Kellie for the most part, and she still chose otherwise, but I couldn't be there with her. If you're near other moms who are drowning in motherhood, please be there for them, for me, for everybody, okay? And here's what I'm going to do. After sharing this story with you with my heart really heavy, all I can do is keep sharing about EC and to encourage those who don't do it to just potty train early at 18 months. No harm, no foul. Just do what you can when you can do it. But this is the best time to do it. It's easiest on you and the kids and healthiest. I'm going to keep encouraging those with older kiddos to not spread the wait till they're ready myth and to tell others about EC if they're like, oh, I wish I would have known about that 10 years ago. Well, cool. Tell people now about the option of EC, even part-time. It's easy. And it allows you to be kind of lazy with parenting because then you don't have to potty train, But mostly, all evangelism aside, I'm going to keep showing up with the truth and the right info where moms and dads hang out. And if it resonates, I'm going to make darn sure that these people like you have resources, EC coaches in their town, my book, my podcast, etc. Recently, I ran into a few dads in Asheville who have had success with EC with their babies. They approached me and said, "Hey, are you Andrea Olson? My wife, this baby's mom is going to freak out when she hears that I met you." I'm really glad that they came up to me and said hello, because these guys did it. They did EC despite social pressures saying elsewise. And that's the moral, right? You never know who you're going to impact for the better by sharing about EC. Usually a perfect stranger, often, unfortunately, not the ones you love, like my BFF. Anyway, there you have it. And by the way, if you don't have a lot of people in your town who are doing EC and you want to teach people and you tell everybody about it anyway, you might consider joining the waitlist to become a coach. Go to diaperfree.com/coach program. Maybe check that out if that resonates. So more mamas can feel more support wherever they are. We are going to start multiple enrollments a year starting in 2020, so definitely check it out. And I don't have a reader tip for you today. What I do have is this. Please just encourage those mamas who are out there who are drowning in new motherhood, and show them how EC can make their new motherhood life and their new fatherhood life, if it's a dad, even easier and much more connected. It makes all aspects of parenting much easier. And if you're able to be there next door to somebody, go over and show them how to hold their baby. Show them how to just catch the poops, just the wake up pees. Tell them that everything counts and matters, even if they have to go to preschool or daycare, or the parent has to go back to work. Show them physically how to do EC. We need more people in the world showing more people how to do this. And remember that even if they just can't do it, just tell them they can potty train earlier. And really, just by doing what you're doing, you're setting an example for other people. And some people, like these two dad strangers I met in Asheville recently, will do it and some won't, but at least will get people thinking about what they're doing. EC can make parenting so much easier. You just know your baby more. You have a deeper connection. Not deeper, but deep in different ways. And it just makes the child more normalized and calm, and also able to get into Waldorf schools early, you guys. It frees them up for learning. No kidding, seriously. All right, so again, like I asked in the beginning, please leave a review on iTunes so more people can learn about EC. Thank you so much for being here today. And even though I don't know you, thank you for being here. And thank you, Kellie, for being honest with me. I love you, girl. You're amazing. And just by sharing your truth, I hope you helped a lot of people today. Help more mamas. Thanks for being here. This has been the Go Diaper Free podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Olson, and I will see you next week. Oh, by the way, oh my gosh, before I go, please come over to the blog and say hello. That's where I am. You can't talk to me here on the podcast, but you can talk to me there. Go to godiaperfree.com/62 and leave a comment with whatever you have to say about this story and anything to share. I answer every comment myself. And I'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks so much. Have a good one. All right, that's it, you guys. YouTube below, you guys, please comment whatever you like. Be nice. Potty training can be a charged topic, and I'll answer everyone below. Subscribe and hit the bell to get a notification when my next video is up. Take care.